we're going to be focused on some solid foundations, so working really from the feet. So we're going to start seated in a comfortable cross-legged position. Well, it doesn't have to be cross-legged, actually. You can have your feet out in front, so any seated position that works for you. I want you to find a position that is that allows you to have length through your spine. So I kind of don't mind what the legs are doing. So they could be stretched out in front, you could be kneeling, but anything that feels comfortable, but you're able to really get a nice long spine. So taking a couple of shoulder rolls now, perhaps shaking off your day. Gently closing the eyes and starting to bring your attention to your breath this evening. And as you inhale through the nose, I'd like you to grow a little bit taller. So see if you can almost feel like your spine is elongating through the crown of your head, like you're being pulled up by a puppet string. And then every time that you exhale, I'd like you to feel like you're grounding through. So feeling like your any muscles or parts of your body that are in contact with the ground are almost feeling heavier. So that's what I mean by grounding. So kind of pulling towards the earth, so in the opposite direction. So you're creating this push and pull as you inhale, rising up through the spine. And as you exhale, feeling the ground heavy beneath you. So feeling like you're really secure, really starting to push yourself into the ground below. So continuing to work with that just for a couple more rounds of breath. Using this to focus your thoughts. When you're ready, gently releasing that focus on the breath now. I'd like you to gently come back together with me into the room. Perhaps gently flickering your eyes open. Again, starting from perhaps you're in a cross-legged position or maybe kneeling already, we're going to move into bringing your left foot outstretched in front, whichever way, and then bringing your right foot over. So this, we're just coming in and we're going to do a bit of a foot massage. So I'd like you to start rubbing the sole of your foot, your heel, the ball of your foot, really starting to get into the feet here. So we don't give our feet a lot of attention. This is a chance to give them a nice massage. Perhaps you've been on your feet all day. So trying to get into the little bit. So you can wiggle the toes here. You can really kind of play, and obviously you can play with your own pressure. So it's like, you know, not in a massage place where you want them to go a bit harder or softer. You can see what works for you, but try the top of the foot, the bottom, perhaps rolling the toes around a little. And then you're going to grab the opposite hand, and I'd like you to put each finger in between your toes. So again, not used to doing this often with our feet, but trying to basically get into a handshake with your foot. So you end up something like this. And then when you're there, perhaps rolling the ankles here, perhaps working into the toes a little bit, just trying to work with some mobility. So just trying to get everything moving in our feet this evening. And then we're going to bring this top knee, and actually I'm just going to grab a block. You might want a block or a blanket for this, but so I'll just show you how you do if you would like it, but you might not necessarily need it. So what you're going to do is bring the right knee so it's close or as close as possible over your left knee, and you may want a block or a cushion just to support that leg as we come into our broken shoelace pose. And we've got this handshake still going on, and this might be enough for you today. We're looking for a gentle stretch down the back of the right leg. So if you'd like to, you can also bring a slight forward fold into it. So we've got our hands in the handshake, and we're starting to work with a little bit of warming up that back of the left leg at the same time as well. Just pausing here, perhaps taking some deep breath. And then inhaling yourself up. When you're ready, you're going to squeeze those fingertips together and then pop the hand out. So enjoy the feeling and sensation in between those toes. So I know it feels a little bit weird, but hopefully you're feeling the difference maybe between your feet as we move across the opposite side. So again, working with your right foot out this time, coming into that kind of slight hip opener as you start to work into the bottom of your feet, so giving everything a nice massage. There's no right or wrong way of doing this, but see if you can get into your toes, the nice arch of that foot. See if you can work with the sole, the ball, even that ankle, really. Whatever you're feeling, like a bit of tension, anything that needs a little bit of rub this evening. You can work on the top of the feet, rubbing around, even giving it a little slap. That feels good for you. Playing with those toes, any mobility. And then when you're ready, you're going to grab that opposite hand and pop it into the interlace. So popping each finger in between each toe. So you end up with your handshake with your feet. Then you're going to pop that left knee a little bit closer, so over the top of the right knee, perhaps using a block or something underneath that hip. You can have it high or low if you need to. Pausing here for a moment. And then perhaps seeing if you'd like to increase the stretch down the back of the right leg, just by the gentle fold, just folding from the hips. Seeing if you can bring a gentle stretch to warm up our lower body. Returning to the breath here. If you enjoy this movement, and perhaps flexing the toes if they're not already, so bringing the toes towards the shin. Lovely. Gently inhaling yourself up, squeezing those fingers together, feeling those kind of bits of your toes really starting to get activated. And then when you're ready, you're going to pop them out. So again, perhaps just noticing the sensation in your feet. So maybe bringing both feet out in front, just noticing how your legs feel at this time. Can you notice the difference from when you started the practice, particularly in those feet that maybe haven't had that much attention recently? We'll close our practice this evening by bringing one hand on top of our chest together, bowing our head towards our hand, taking this moment to draw inwards and thank ourselves for stepping on our mats and practicing together this evening. I'd like to thank you very much for practicing with me.